Okay, this is a big pile of wiring harness I stripped from another Mitsubishi Galant. Whole thing, computer, fuse box, all that. This is my car. And this is basically a video rant, whatever, so to speak, just because it frustrated me so much. So, symptoms were windows and locks slowly started working on and off depending on what door you were using. I figured, oh, maybe they're just getting old. So, eventually, they all quit at the same time one day. I thought, okay, master window switch. No, that wasn't the issue. So I said, okay, maybe the pins were messed up. So I got a new, thing, spliced that in there. That didn't work either. So I said, okay, what if I hook up battery voltage directly to the window regulator here? And you can reverse polarity and the window would go up and down just fine every single time. So now I'm wondering, okay, why is it that the window can move up and down? I'm going through 3 or 4 different switches, which, by the way, AutoZone, Napa, O'Reilly's, Advance Auto, whoever you want to go to, they don't sell the driver's side master switch. They only sell the passenger and the rear. Not sure why, but looking around at the junkyard through all those pile of wires, this came off of a 2005 Mitsubishi Endeavor. And there's also the 2002 Mitsubishi Lancer. They're identical, minus the fact that the back plate is a different color. So if you really need one and you can't find one, and even when you type it in on Amazon and one pulls up, when you go to put in the rest of your information, Amazon basically tells you, oh, there's nothing for your car. This product is not for your car. It is. It's all the same. Just the computers say it's not. And the AutoZones and all the hardware stores are going to say it's not either, because it's just not in the computer. But I've tested it. They both work. All the different switches I've gotten, total of 5 for the car, going through them, they all work. That wasn't the problem. So now getting back to this, you can probe it. And what I mean by probe it, I mean you have one of these. You could hook it up to your battery or a ground location here, wherever you got a good ground. And let me explain something. This will light up when it's grounded when you touch a wire that's got power. So if I touch the back of this and I press the button, it's plugged in. For argument's sake, let's say it's plugged in right now. Okay? I already figured out the wires. This is the same plug. And basically, this little purple one, when you touch it with the probe, the locks unlock, and then the little green one, they lock. Don't know why it's not focusing there. They unlock. So I was like, great, those have power. Now, all the other ones basically go to the windows, except for the black, which is the grounding wire. So this red with the black and the green with the black stripe are the same ones that are up here. So obviously they go to the driver window motor. So you can separate 2 for each button. And hitting the switch, you'll see the test light light up, all that fun stuff. So I figured out all the wires, what go to each button, and I had power. Test light would work. So why is my window not moving? So I test this, I don't test this, but I use this to test my grounds. Now when you do that, you do not use a ground to test a ground. You have to hook this up to the positive. Right back here, hard to see. Hang on a minute. It's very dark, but that silver, I guess, nut, bolt, whatever you want to call it, the two prongs sticking out of it, that's one of the grounds. That's one of the ones that go into this main harness that goes into, this is the back end of the fuse box right here. It's got good ground. Nice, clear, bright light. Speaking of a bright light, when you are testing the wires and probing them with a ground, when you hit your switch, you should get the light to change. What I mean by that is the light will, you know, illuminate when it's got the circuit opening and closing. This made a weird, horrible noise, and the light wasn't that bright. It just looks sick. So now I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's a problem, but what? What would be the problem? The wiring's got power, so why isn't it working? I check all the fuses. I did that first. Nothing. And mind you, that switch was working while I was taking this apart, and then it quit stone cold. And this quit, everything quit. And another weird note, when I did touch the locking wires, like this purple one, all the locks would work except for the driver door. So I figured, okay, maybe the power lock on the driver door went bad, and this one was about to go bad because this one was really slow. Sometimes it would get stuck halfway. So now I'm, you know, getting thrown all over the place with ideas of what's going on. And to get to the chase, it was the wiring. Don't know why, don't know how, I don't care. All I know is it's fixed now. This wiring, you gotta pull this out, which is extremely difficult. You gotta disconnect it from right in here, that harness. You pull it out, snakes on through, there in between the door jamb. Pull out the speaker. You're gonna have to take all this off. Just letting you know, just take it all off. Don't try to shortcut it. It's not gonna work. Take out the speaker, disconnect the speaker, pull all this fun stuff out. Oh, and by the way, up here on that lock cylinder, it's a lock sensor mechanism, not sure what it's called. When you turn the key, fuse box relay clicks. Wasn't sure what that was for, but I replaced mine because it fell off. Not sure if it was related to the window or not. It wasn't. I put a new one on there and it did no change. It still wasn't working. But now that I have a new one from another car, my vehicle, I can twist the key to the lock or open position 2 times, and all the other doors will either lock or open, which that never happened before. So that was an upgrade. So whatever the other car had, maybe a key fob or something, which mine didn't originally, now I can do that with my car. So that passed along when I changed the wiring harness. And this was a short harness, but when I did the rest of the harness, it goes all the way through here into that area I told you to disconnect. Now this works. Not only does it work, but all the doors work, all the windows work. Even this lock that wasn't working before works, that I thought was totally dead. Oh, and my fog lights and power mirrors, which quit working a whole year before I had this problem with my windows and locks, they started working again. So something with this harness connects everything together. It needs it. They need each other. And somehow my harness went bad. Not even sure why, because coming to my harness, which I've already thrown away, something wrong with it. You can see where I spliced a new connection because I thought maybe the pins were loose, but looks completely fine. Actually, here's a great teaching tool. Door jamb disconnect from inside. Master window switch, door lock switch sensor thing, which actually no, excuse me, this is for the power lock mechanism actuator thing. This is the cylinder lock sensor. I don't know what it is called, but you can see there one side broke, so it was just dangling there. When I turn that with the flat tip, you can hear the relay click. So when you line this up on the lock cylinder, the key behind it twists the cylinder to cylinder, twist that. That's how that works. And this went to the power mirrors. So again, why it made my fog lights and my power mirrors start working again, don't know. This harness looks fine to me. I don't know what happened. All I know is this is what I changed. This is what fixed my problem. So if your power window motor works, which the only way to try that out is to hook it up to a battery or a battery source jumper box, negative, positive, touch one of the two pins in one order, switch it, and it'll go in the other direction, up or down. And if it's going up and it's going down, your regulator works. And obviously, if it's moving at all, the motor works, which is what happened with me. So that's pretty much it. And that's where you'd connect it. You'd shove a probe in there, and the other end you'd touch a battery. One on the positive, one on the negative. Doesn't matter what order it's in, it's not going to mess anything up. When you reverse the polarity, a window will go up or down. So that's it for my car. 2002 Mitsubishi Galant ES model. It's not really going to matter. Wiring's the same in the 6-cylinder, and apparently the switch is the same for the, I would say, early 2000s Mitsubishi Lancer, and the first few years, I think 2004 through 2006 Mitsubishi Endeavor. So if you can't find the Galant, grab it from those, and make sure all your grounds and whatever are connected. I know mine's not, because I'm about to replace the battery and the cable. But even when everything was connected, new battery and all that, still had the issue. The only thing that solved it was replacing this cable. So this is probably the longest video I make. I usually make them pretty short, but this is more of a rant about my complication, just because it frustrated me so much.